like compared to everyone being like 3 and 2 or 2 and 3.
That's a big wall.
You know, so there's that to examine. Map. They haven't told me the map yet, and they're telling me to start the game, and I'm like, hey guys, I don't know what the map is.
I would say this is almost sort of do or die here a little bit for Ganzi. He's getting very desperate. If he loses this next game, he's going to be down 0-2. With that said, he's got to win his next games 100% for sure. And
I kind of want Ganzi to win this, because then it makes everyone in the group 1-1.
100%.
That would be pretty cool. So we're about to jump into the game really quick here as I create the map, getting some info from our amazing producers here at MLG. 2012 Winter Championship in Columbus, Ohio. I wish it was colder. I mean, it's called it's called the Winter Championship. It's pretty hot outside, man. It's pretty hot in here.
Man, it is hot because you know what? All those nerds out there. Do you see? I mean, I walked into the convention center when I first got here. I was blown away. I was like, whoa! I went to Providence, but man, is Columbus packed? Holy cow! The cheers are just
There's
super
still
loud.
not enough chairs.
Oh man, yeah, I know, right? Like how you need bigger space. I don't know what you need, man. You need to like have a space station where MLG casts from. You just have infinite space there. Space chairs. That's the new thing.
You know how expensive it is to get to space, though? Everyone who wants to watch it live has to...
Just make more pay-per-views, man.
Oh, man, you're making so many people angry. But let's jump into the game here in the top right-hand location. We have the Blue Terran player, Ganzi. No longer on Slayers, but trying to make a statement here in this MLG, you gotta say.
Yes.
He just left Slayers. He's looking for a new team. He's doing some shopping. And you know, if you can like destroy people. Actually, this is MKP. I'm confused.
Oh.
Okay, they chose the wrong colors. So we're gonna get that adjusted on the scoreboard really quick here. Apologize for that, but MKP is the player in the top right-hand location, the blue player, and in the top left-hand location, we have the Red Terran player, Ganzi, again, the person who's trying to make a name for himself, and we'll see what happens. But there we go. We have the scoreboard amended. And Entombed Valley, what do you make of it, Silence?
Well, Entombed Valley, the third is, I mean,
where's the valley, first of all?
This is, I mean, well, I was gonna say there, but no, that's high ground. So yeah, I guess in the middle.
Oh, I guess the middle of everything is.
Yeah, it's pretty valley.
Everything goes down, I guess. Okay,
right?
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Right? And again, we're seeing Ganzi, time and time again. He really likes.
That's MKP.
Yes, the tech-heavy builds.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit confusing, but, you know, it's... Wait. Okay, there is the gas from Ganzi, so both these players going for the gases.
MKP.
Yeah,
sorry,
MKP.
Yeah, the colors
I know, that's what I was saying. It's a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
But MKP this time going for the really early gas, adding on a barracks, so probably going to go for a quick factory play. And, you know, I said it last game, he's going to be a little bit more safe.
Yeah.
You know, and this is one of the safest things you can do. Go for that fast gas. Get a Banshee on the field. Get a Viking. Get some good power units on the field.
Yeah, why not?
And then go from there.
Yeah,
especially when Ganzi's been doing this early tech every time.
100%. Going for a very fast starport in response to Banshees, which is what Ganzi has led with these past 2 games.
Yeah.
It's a very good response from MKP. If he does choose to get a starport, he gets a tech lab on the starport. He has the choice then to make either a Viking or the Banshee, depending on what
he sees.
Exactly.
And interestingly enough, MKP delaying that orbital command a little bit, but not too big of a deal, getting that in right away once that SCV completes. Of course, it is so sad when you're being made as an SCV and then you get canceled.
Yeah.
You know, there's no worse feeling. You're about to get out of that command center and go mine some minerals for your homeland, and then they just cancel you.
You're just like,
they cancel you.
You're getting built.
What happens when it gets? What happens?
Oh, that's a very good question. Do you just stop there and then?
I mean, honestly, if the remains of the SCV are left behind, wouldn't it be cluttered in the command center? I feel like once they cancel it just injects what's begun of you into space or something, which is very sad.
Awesome.
So
that would be awesome.
MKP not canceling the SCV there, getting a starport onto that tech lab. Meanwhile, Ganzi getting a factory on the field. Starport soon after, adding on a second gas. So both these players going for early starport play.
Yeah, he's hiding the factory in the corner there.
Yeah, you got.
So you want to say Well, okay, never mind. I was gonna say you want to say that's gonna be for like hidden cloak banshees, but in fact,
it's pretty cool.
He's just gonna lift it over to the other side.
That's pretty cool.
Why not?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that too. A little bit of Marine on Hellion action here. One SCV is gonna try to slip in there for Ganzi. Well, looks like he will get shut down.
Didn't see much. Saw the Hellion and the Marine, so can have a good idea that his starport is probably on the way. Banshee on the way from MarineKing Prime. Starport almost done for the Red Terran player. So, you know, starport's later, obviously. But, you know, he can get a Viking out, deal with this Banshee. He can try to get a Banshee of his own. But MarineKing Prime, he's doing a little bit of a push here.
Yeah, he's moving forward just with a handful of Hellions and Marines. Just going to try and pressure Ganzi. Kind of be an attention grabber.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like you got to focus on these Hellions right now.
Oh.
And good shot there by the Hellions on the Marines. Only 2 Marines though. This attack won't do a lot of damage, but it's certainly going to pressure Ganzi and maybe throw him just a little bit off there.
Where's his stop? You know, MKP hitting pretty hard here. Supply depot getting the half health of Viking being landed, and that should be enough to discourage MKP from pushing too hard. That being said, though, there is a Banshee on the way to the mineral line of Ganzi, so Ganzi has to be aware of that Banshee, has to lift off that Viking to deal with that. But when he does that, it leaves an opening for MKP to try to bust into the main.
Yeah, this is probably supposed to be timed out to pressure the front, bring the units to the front of the wall off. And yeah, where did the Banshee go? Did he might have just actually backed up after seeing that one Viking, thinking, okay, well I didn't get cloak in back. There's really no reason for me to move out with this Banshee. I like this from MKP. He's feeling pretty safe. He did have the early unit lead there.
Yeah. And
so the expansion is, I would probably say, the perfect response right now.
2 Vikings patrolling around the air, looking for those Banshees, and not finding them. MKP too smart for that to happen. Backing up his Banshee and not sure where exactly it went. There it is in his main army, or with those Marines. There are a few Hellions in the middle of the map here. Going to advance towards the Red Terran side of the map, Ganzi. But Ganzi has a lot of stuff here, so I don't expect MKP to engage with only 3 Hellions. SCV coming forward from MKP or from Ganzi, trying to get some information. Another Viking being added onto the fray. And look at this Ganzi getting a lot of Vikings here.
It looks like, did that SCV in fact scout that expansion? That is going to be the crucial SCV. No, did not spot it. And it actually looks like the Vikings are going to be moving into the main base potentially of MKP here for a little Viking drop.
Ooh.
This is kind of the utilitarian of the Viking, where they can move up. And actually another dual-pronged attack here. Target firing down that one siege tank. Siege tank very, very vulnerable here. Needs to get up the ramp before it gets taken out.
Oh.
There it falls, and now the Hellions are running amok here with the one Banshee. Viking will probably have to land to add extra DPS here. Looks like Ganzi is not going to be, in fact, able to break MKP.
And that's huge, because look at this. MKP has his orbital command on the ground at his natural expansion. Ganzi, nothing. He's got no command center. He just lost the majority of his army. MKP in such a good situation here. Income tab shows 29 to 28. So, you know, still even in that regard, but you got to consider MKP has the ability to make 2 SCVs at a time, drop 2 mules instead of 1 every time they get 50 energy. So I feel like MKP has the advantage right now.
Yeah, there's probably just going to be another secondary push here. Hellions moving into the main base here. Looks like they did get dropped by the medevac. And looks like they're doing a little bit of they're not really kill. We haven't really seen too many SCV kills. Maybe just 1 right there by the Hellions. Only 7, 8 now in total.
Oh, still alive. 9 total.
Yeah,
that Hellion's a hero, but he's gonna die. He's dead.
Yeah, Ganzi just trying to do whatever he can to try and get himself back into this game. There's really no point for him to take a second base at this point unless he wants to try to hide it. Take a very fast third as well. But with this Banshee doing a lot of harassment here for MKP, it's looking very, very bad for Ganzi. He has to move into Reactor, and actually looks like the counter push is just on here. The all-in is on the way. It looks like that attack will get cleaned up at the front. What with such a high count of Marines and those couple siege tanks,
he can't engage that. He can engage that right now, but it looks like he might be forced to, turning around those Hellions to attack those tanks, but that's just too strong from MKP. Advancing towards his opponent's side of the map. Keep in mind, this is 1-1. MKP on the verge of going up 2-0 in his group, solidifying himself at the top. But does Ganzi have anything to say about it? Positioning himself on the high ground, trying to get that superior concave, but MKP looks like he's way too strong to take so many Marines here, doing so much damage to the army of Ganzi. 1 Viking flying overhead for moral support, might consider landing, but honestly, if I was that Viking, and I landed, I knew I would die, I probably wouldn't land. So MKP going to scan the high ground, making sure he's confident in his aggression. Keep in mind, he has an expansion back home. MKB's going to take this game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you were that Viking, I'd probably just fly off into space and be like, nope,
you know what, guys?
nothing to do here now.
It was fun, but I'm not landing. Here we go. Oh. I was about to get all excited, but Ganzi just playing with my heart.
He is, man. He's being a Backstreet Boy. He needs to quit playing games with your heart.
Oh, he's going down the ramp.
Oh, my goodness. The SCV's finally being pulled here for Ganzi. The one last desperate push here. SCV's taking out Marines like it ain't nobody's business.
And he's actually going to hold this off. So MKP loses a tank, too.
Wow.
But look at this army back home. Still ahead 80-39 in the supply count. Marine versus Marine going on. The Vikings refusing to help that Marine, and he will die as a cost. And that Marine gonna venture forward, but he's going to die incredibly fast. 200 SCV. Oh, they're just going to run right by him. Finally dies, but there's an engagement in the middle of the map here. MKP has so much stuff, and this is it for Ganzi. This is his last units, his last remaining SCVs. They're no longer working. They want to partake in the action, in the fun. But MKP has too much silence.
Yeah, there's not even siege mode, I don't believe, for MKP. He didn't even bother getting it. He just knew that, well, this all-in's probably going to come. There's no second base yet from Ganzi. All I have to do is just make a whole bunch of units, make sure I've got more than Ganzi, and basically take this game at 86-42 supply. Here's the push now for Ganzi, moving on forward. Marines take that relatively easily, not a problem. That's the GG from Ganzi. So MKP moves up to now 2-0 in his group, and he's looking good, man.
Group A, yeah. Great play from MKP. Just all the decision making in that game, phenomenal. You know, played it safe, got the factory up, got the starport up before taking that expansion, as we predicted. And just a great series. MKP showing he has come to Columbus, Ohio to fight.
That's very true. It's very, very true. Again, that commander was perfectly timed. The pressure just, it seemed like he knew Ganzi in and out right there with that move. Just perfect. Going for a Banshee right away, then following up with fast command center, pressuring at the front, keeping Ganzi at the front, then realizing, you know, he's got a Viking, so I don't really need to move in here with my Banshee. I can just keep it at home for defense in case a counterattack does come from Ganzi. And Ganzi's first push failed, and that from there it just kind of snowballed out of control. Yeah, it's MKP just going up 2-0 in their group at this point in the tournament. It's huge. But he's still got some games coming up. I think he plays he just played MC. He plays Sase. He plays Sase. And then he's going to play the people who come up from group play. But that's going to do it for us right now. He's Silence. My name is Axel. Thank you so much for watching. This is the 2012 Winter Championships in Columbus, Ohio. More games coming up.